It's episode 50.
50.
We're here
already.
Yeah.
We are here.
Ball with the ball.
That insurance rate going down for the old Drift Delvers.
That's right. How many days has it been since we've had an accident?
Yeah. Zero.
Shoot, Drift Delvers is getting close enough to getting old enough. The insurance rates are going to start going back up.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
Have we had Drift Delver's prostate checked in a while?
We checked our old eyes yet?
Yeah. Yeah, guys, we're 50 in right here at the start of book 3-2, which is always kind of can be interesting when things line up like that. But you know, we're 50 episodes into Drift Delvers. We're 2/3 through the first season of Drift Delvers. You know, we got one book left, and with that being said, you know, I want to ask you a question.
No.
All right, cool. I'm ready for questions.
Absolutely not.
Looking back over these 50 episodes, what's the one moment your character thinks made them look cool, but it totally didn't?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Last episode,
What about it?
Raiya going full feral dragon.
She thought it looked cool, but everybody else was freaked out.
Right.
Oh, man, you are killing it on the back and forth with discussion here. I love the one-word answers. That really helps facilitate.
I'm sick. I'm sorry. My brain's running slower than y'all's today.
No, I mean, just to echo I mean, like last episode, there was just a really shitty crit fail that I heard while listening back.
It made you look cool?
Nah, I mean, like I was hoping it would, but no, it didn't. It just completely fucking like went the opposite direction. It was in a stereo. I mean, it was in the typical fashion of just like describing what I was going to do beforehand, and it just like
That's your first mistake. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like,
I fall into the same trap every time. Like
Dude, yeah.
setting up the cool thing I'm doing, over-explaining it, and then roll a natural one, and then get it the next time when you don't
What
explain it as
happened
much.
was like right afterwards. I mean, or right before the fucking roll. Like me and Adam were almost like in sync, talking about how we were just gonna like, nah, this would be a shitty roll, and it just willed into existence. It just happened. It's like, fuck, are you kidding
Well,
me?
it's because you built it up so much, and I was like, yeah, here comes a natural one. Yeah. And then you're like, yeah, I rolled a natural one. I would say, like, one that jumps out for me for Subhana is when she danced in the club. You know what I mean? Like, she thought she looked cool, but I don't think she looked as cool as she thought that she looked.
Well, no, she was just reenacting the dance, you know. That's all it was. For her, she thought she was cool, you know.
Reenacts a dance.
It was hip. It was hip.
Yeah.
There was
She
a
got third
50-something
place, dog, out of how many people?
Yeah.
She cool.
There was a
Okay.
50-something Vesk dad in the 12th row who was like into it. You know?
She got it down.
Do that.
I'm just going to answer this question for you because you guys are all giving me like the blankest looks.
I mean,
of all
I can't
time.
think of anything. Like I feel like Gil has just been absurdly
Constantly cool.
amazing the entire time.
Flawless.
He's been flawless. Like I don't understand. Like every time he's wanted to act cool, it's been so successful.
I think escaping the Somnospire would probably be that for you. Maybe like just trying
the door.
the door. Trying to
that
break
was like I almost just failed and just went back. You know,
yeah,
back
you
to
weren't
the
trying to be
nightmare.
cool there.
Yeah, I'm not asking for your biggest fail. You know, it's like,
fair.
what is your biggest, least self-aware moment where you know, like you thought you were doing some badass shit, but like you really weren't.
I don't know. Jumping out of the ship?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Is that for saying jumping out of the ship? Yeah.
Yeah. Because like he really thought that was some like epic badass shit, but it wasn't.
It's stupid. It's stupid as fuck.
I think that goes for both of us at a time or two. You know, we've both had a jumping out of the ship moment where it went really wrong.
But again, like yours was
It
like
can
just
happen.
a failure, as opposed to like, hey, look, this is going to be cool. Like,
Yeah, that was dire necessity.
yeah. Whereas Sayun's like was somewhat of a conscious choice to do something that he thought was, you know, cool by his standards, I guess. You
Yeah,
know?
I
And
guess.
like,
A death wish about
Yeah.
say you.
yeah,
Stupid.
yeah. It was stupid, but
I mean,
you didn't fail at it, is what I'm saying. Like you
no.
did the thing that you wanted to do.
Right. It was just a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love what you just posted in the Discord. That's hilarious. That's Gil right there. It's the
DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled. Is that his?
Yeah.
That's his like album cover or whatever.
Suffering from
success. Yeah, he's just like sitting there,
Just wearing
with
100 gold chains and bracelets, but just like doing the
suffering.
thinker.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean,
Gil.
there's one thing that comes to mind. Like I was planning on being awesome, but I couldn't even get that far because then I got one shot basically by the boss. What was her name? She's still around. We're gonna fight her again.
Cora?
Cora. Yeah, like the first time we fought Cora on the ship.
On the
Can't even remember
On
the
the
name of
monastery.
the ship. The some monastery.
The Cosmos.
And like,
Monastery.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, you know, planning out the battle in my head and just try and actually planning on saying something like spicy and witty, but then just like she turns and then shoots like a lightning bolt and one shots me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well,
All right.
Fuck you too.
I'm gonna try a different tactic, a different question here. We've gone through a lot of different scenarios or settings. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm gonna remind you of the different set pieces that we've gone through. There was Hell. There was Alt Universe. There was the Cos Monastery. There was Sinashur. And then there was the River of Souls. Those were the 5 big... and then the future, I guess, too. You know, so the everything that you did in the future with the Dream Station and all that. Of those, which one was your favorite, like, scenario, setting, vibe? Because they all have very different and kind of unique feels to them.
It has been so all over the place.
I would have to say Sinister, but that's only because of our exposure, as opposed to like Hell, which was there just like, we are uninvited guests, we need to leave. And then all
I mean, I really like Sinister as well.
Well, I think Sinashur has an advantage over the others in that we were having some time to relax and enjoy ourselves and not be just like stressed to the gills.
It wasn't miserable the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
Or just like there wasn't like humongous pressure the whole time, you know?
Right. Yeah.
That said, even though there was a lot of pressure at the Cos Monastery, I really liked that whole section.
That Cos Monastery was cool.
Yeah.
I like the alt universe.
Alt universe
Going back
was-
and looking at it, thinking about it,
Evil Twins.
Like the dinner was definitely a
was
high
great.
point of this first adventure for me.
Sayun interacting with the other Kasatha.
That was great.
That was
That was
like,
great.
yeah. Other Sayun.
Yeah.
That's Fayun.
so
Stay
good.
tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tubana. Stay tuned.
As far as sheer just like excitement, like I think the chase that we just had was actually one of my favorite experiences because it was like so many like vastly different things so rapidly and it being, you know, chase mechanic type stuff. Like it's just, you know, everything hinges on these big rolls instead of a series of events. You know, like each section is like, okay, here's a couple of rolls to determine how this chunk goes out, and then we're going to have a completely different experience next round. So I thought the chase was really neat.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed the chases in this adventure. There's been quite a few, and they've all been really fun just because you are going through like different planes every time you do, and it's just like, you never know what you're going to run into next.
Yeah, that kind of gave me the vibe of that one scene with Guardians of the Galaxy where they're doing all those multiple jumps and whatnot, you know, all in a fast-paced sequence, but less comedic, but more dramatic. You know what I mean?
There was some comedy.
Sure. But it wasn't what the main thing, you know, of the chase.
Yeah. Well,
We didn't have the right music on, you know?
the Benny Hill, you know.
Fair enough.
And we were just busting.
Just take the same scene and put the Benny Hill shit behind it,
Yeah,
and all of a
it
sudden it's
changes the whole-
hilarious.
It'll work.
Right.
Yeah, it changes the whole tone.
Yeah.
I now want to go back and put that music on over
Just
our
do
chase.
it, dude.
I'll release the alternate cut.
Yeah, it's the director's cut. This is what our real vision was for this scene.
Yeah.
The studio fucked it all up, you know?
They thought it wasn't serious enough for me.
Every my vision.
Every time the Benny Hill joke gets made, like I mean, I know that is a widespread reference and it's memed a lot or whatever. But I love that V for Vendetta is a movie that like actually used it in its story without like it's not external, like it's in the movie when they do the talk show. And V shows up and starts fake V shows up in the talk show and starts chasing everybody. It's the Benny Hill music.
Oh yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Me too, and I watched it a bunch of times back in the day, man.
You know?
It's like
Still good.
Yeah.
I watched it not long ago.
Well, so you guys went through all of these different places, and you're now going to be what is in the final setting, for the rest of this season, which is you found yourselves jumped into the drift. You were like knocked into a tailspin at the very last part of the chase, and then like you found yourself in the drift, which I guess physics are different there, so it slowed you down. And once you finally slowed down enough to see, you found that you were in the orbit of the Tesseract. And you've seen this Tesseract before. Anybody remember?
it's a big cube.
Yes, that is. It is a big cube.
Am I correct?
Giant
It's a big
yeah.
cube, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it in the Charles Monastery? No.
We saw it a couple places, right? The painting,
You saw it in the painting for
the
sure.
dream painter, and then
Yeah. Prior to that, in the future, in the Dream Station, you saw it there too.
Dream Station. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, you learned that this Tesseract is somehow connected to the possible future in which every drift beacon in the galaxy is destroyed. And furthermore, you know that Malakanta blames you guys for it, or blamed you guys in the future, right? So, there's got to be a bit of uncertainty that you guys all feel, and we'll get to that. I want to take a time here before we actually go into the Tesseract to do a check-in episode with the player or with the characters and see how everybody's feeling. I'm going to describe what you see here first, and then you guys can kind of make some discussions. What you see, is this titanic metallic cube. It's floating in space, and all around it are framed the colors of the drift. So you have those purples and pinks and light blues just kind of shimmering around the edges of this thing. The cube is like miles across, and its surface is crisscrossed by like trenches. There's ridges, all these valleys, these strange geometric designs, kind of like the Death Star, but a cube. If
The Death Cube?
It's the Death Cube, but it's not a Death Cube. No, I don't want to make you guys feel that that's what it is, but it is the Tesseract, which is a very own thing.
Very legally distinct. Right.
Yeah. Each side of the Tesseract has some hatches, a couple of access hatches, and they're surrounded by circles as though to draw attention to their placement, right? So it's like here's places that you can dock onto this thing. Near one of the hatches is a pile of wreckage that appears to have once been a large starship, but it has plainly crashed into the cube, suffering far more damage than it inflicted on the cube, and clearly never going to fly again. You see, as you're making a kind of a pass around the Tesseract, you see a second ship docked to a hatch on the other side. Now this one is powered down but intact. Near this intact ship is another hatch that most likely connects to the same docking bay. So that's what you see before you here. But you guys just went through a pretty harrying chase, and you guys have been through a lot, and I think that you guys could feel safe enough to take a moment to regroup, take stock, and kind of like just talk to each other about, okay, what is happening. So I kind of want to just open up there. You guys are on the bridge of the ship, and the ship is finally slowed down to very slow rotation, you know. So nobody's getting sick anymore, you know. Cool. But that's where you're at.
So
I need a cigarette.
I think everybody's just probably just looking at this ginormous just cube in front of them, and secondly that we are in drift space. So both of those things I feel like should be discussed. So like with the Tesseract, Subana is rubbing her eyes, trying to gain focus here. If you'll recall, she's able to see time strands, and being a precog and everything, and this is an anomaly. This is something that contains just a multitude of potential, and to see this at this point of nexus, within a nexus of traversal, the drift itself is just kind of like, well, this could go either way. You know, this is something that's this of huge significance and huge weight for both time and for this crew, and I think that resonates with her. So I feel like she's going to go and approach. She's probably kind of like ascertaining, like looking at everybody at the crew, just trying to see, like, pick up where everybody's response is. Everybody, not response, but reaction, emotional reaction. How they're engaging. I mean, like, how is the hell's his name, Walter, and the rest of the crew, just trying to check in with them, because we just fucking landed, you know, here. Like, so she's gonna approach Walter, and she's, Walter, are you okay? Is everything?
I'm fine.
How are you feeling?
I'm sorry that I failed on steering this thing properly. I tried so hard.
Walter, first off, just let go of the steering wheel, okay? Just like, yeah, exactly. yeah, like just fins, just like uncupping from it. You know, you can just hear that shit. You know, it's just all right. Go take a breather, okay? Because I don't think anything's going to happen where we currently are right now. We got this on monitor, but just take a breather.
I mean, but it's kind of beautiful, isn't it? I mean, what is this thing?
All I can tell you is it's a junction. It's a junction of some sort of power that's frankly beyond our comprehension at this point. And, well, that's what we're going to get down to the bottom of. We're going to figure out what this nexus is.
Okay. Raiya, I want you to roll a mysticism check, because that's what you get to roll on for your planar knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So roll. You're tapping into your planar studies here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, 25.
Okay.
Which, if we're analyzing planar stuff, or particularly planar gateways, that DC is reduced by 5. Yeah.
So you recall that this structure is indeed called the Tesseract, and that it's an impossibly ancient landmark whose creators vanished long ago. Mm-hmm. You also recount tales of treasure seekers who ventured to the Tesseract in search for ancient relics or lost treasure. Very few ever return. But those who do speak of infinite corridors extending in all directions, and strange constructs that still guard the structure's abandoned chambers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've heard about this in my studies, and I mean, it's a tesseract, likely a multi-dimensional location of some sort. the people that, the very few that have been able to record anything about this once they came here and returned. It's intimidating reports. There's potentially guardians all within it, and endless loops and corridors, and it's like an MC Escher painting in there.
Well, it sounds like another nearly impossible scenario we find ourselves in.
Or I guess MJ Special would be the space
Special.
variant.
I mean, do we have to go in there?
I must admit to being rather tired of all of these once-in-a-lifetime horrific moments that we must endure one after the other.
You said a mouthful, Sayun.
And now we must venture into this tesseract with infinite looping corridors and potential gateways to other dimensions, other timelines, as if we have not been propelled and thrust and hurled through multiple dimensions and timelines already. I am tired.
Also, there's the fact that Melikanta says we caused the drift explosion from us doing something with the tesseract. So, wouldn't it be best to do nothing? Or maybe nothing is what caused us. It's like it's messing with my brain a little bit because of, is it predestined? Are we predestined to do this, or is it predestined to happen? Can we actually stop it?
I for one don't abide predetermination.
As you say that, Walter's like,
We're getting an incoming message.
Source?
Unknown.
Oh no.
Put it on the screen.
right. And
It's
as
the music video, Phil Collins.
as he opens the message, the entire interior of your ship starts to glimmer in blue and purple hues, and a holographic image of Desna appears as an elven woman. And you can tell that this is a recorded message. You're not talking to her directly, but this is what she says.
I see all journeys, long or short. I see the journey from this point in time to the terrible future you witnessed is very, very short. Something here is about to cause that future if you don't intervene. You must investigate, and when you identify what within the Tesseract will fracture history into that future, you must stop it. But I also see your journey inside that structure is not a short one. In fact, it's more convoluted than I have words to accurately describe. Have I already told you about the butterflies of the drift, who sigh so sweetly and listen so intently for songs? They are paraphorans, single-minded crystal creatures. Some of them roost inside the Tesseract, where they were first created. They are not under my control, even if I wanted to, which is not my nature. Nevertheless, in times of confusion or trouble, look to the symbol of the blue and violet butterfly. Perhaps it is my guidance, perhaps it's a symbol of the Paraphoran. In any case, I hope it provides you with inspiration.
And with that, Desna vanishes, the light vanishing with her.
So what was that you were saying about being destined to do things?
Well, I mean, it's Desna appears and tells you what to do. I mean, you just do it, right? I mean, everything's all cleared up. I don't have any worries in the world.
You guys are Desna's chosen after all, and we're Desna's backup chosen after all. So...
Sure. I mean, I don't think there's any debate that we are going to have to go in there and stop the problem if we can.
Yeah, I mean, it just how she put it.
Lenny,
The physics is there. I mean, I'm just, I'm real concerned here, y'all. This is certainly going to be
too. Listen, I far be it from me to disagree with our deity, our patron, Desna, but she's not here, right? Like, yeah, she kind of knows what this is, and maybe we do have to go into it, but, like, do we, though? Like, we did our part of the bargain. We took care of the Wises. She said we could go home. You know, how is us being here gonna solve anything? I don't want to sound scared. I'm not scared. I'm totally not scared. But maybe just a little bit kind of scared.
Lenny, did you not hear the message? I think she was quite clear. If we do nothing, we allow the catastrophe to occur.
Right, but didn't that devil lady say that we were the ones responsible for it? Like, isn't that why she came and tried to kill us in the future?
Potential future, mind you, Larry. Not necessarily what by entering this cube, we might prevent that from happening.
Also, her judgment is clearly clouded and biased. She's likely quite mistaken that it was us.
Right, but if we aren't here, then it definitely can't be us, right? I'm just saying, have you guys ever thought about the
Lenny,
potential...
let me stop you right there.
All right.
The goddess has spoken, Lenny.
I mean, I can't argue with you there, you know? And I don't really want to, but I don't know. I just wanted to talk it out, I guess. It just seems like we could be walking into the very thing that we're trying to stop. That's just my engineer brain going. I don't know.
I fear the precise same thing.
Yes, but we've got a message from our goddess that very clearly implies quite the opposite. That if we decide to tuck tail and run, that we caused the problem. She said we've got to get in there and stop it. I don't know what it is, but we've got to stop it. I'm with Sayun.
Can I just suggest that we take a beat, maybe sleep on it, and then maybe discuss it in the morning? I know that she spoke to us, but she didn't come here directly, right? So she's not seeing it. This is a message. Who knows how long ago this was recorded, right? Like, I'm not saying I doubt her, but she, for somebody who doesn't want to get involved, she gets involved a lot. And I just don't know. I don't want to just go rushing into another disaster.
Well, we're not just going to jump into the Tesseract right now. I say we take a few days, scan it, come up with a game plan, and then try to tackle this beast.
Yes, there's much we could still learn. Probably not everything we need to know, but there is more knowledge we could gain before making a hasty decision.
All right. I just wanted to be add a second opinion to the conversation. Obviously, we'll do whatever you guys decide. And as I said, I'm not scared, even if I am a little. I've got your back. I've got Desmond's back. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. But man, how many times are we going to get lucky? How many times? At some point, that's got to run out.
Well, we are favored by the goddess of luck, so there's that.
That's true.
But if it assuages your fears at all, Lenny, we are a crew of scientists. We're going to take the time and do the research and be as well equipped with the weapon of knowledge as we can.
I also think you might want to consider being well equipped in actual weapons too, because who knows what the fuck's in there. Like if you're going to take the time, gear up, because I don't know how easy it's going to be to get out once you get in,
And she did say we would be there for a good while, so we need to pack enough food for sure.
Enough food.
We don't know how long we're going to be.
The spread in there.
Yeah. So
I mean, yeah, we got it. We
Right,
we have to. I mean, what I don't get. Let's run scans, but like, there. We can. What are we contemplating? What do we hope to learn about this object of like unknowable proportions, right? That's the whole thing about this. This thing is unknowable, and it's like myriad mysteries upon mysteries, and we have to go inside it. So I mean, like, let's run our scans or whatever, but all roads lead straight to the front door of that sumbitch, you know?
True.
I mean, sure, but don't defeat yourself before
I'm not defeated.
even try.
I'm just saying we can hem and haw, but we gotta fly into that tesseract.
okay, if you do try to run scans, you get nothing but static back from the tesseract.
There we go.
However, you can get a little bit more information about the two ships that are attached to it, right? Mm-hmm. So the crashed ship is a red and gold vessel named the Plasma Fist. Okay? It's unclear if anybody survived the crash, but as the vessel is crumpled over one of the hatches, if there were any survivors, they would be inside the Tesseract. This ship is adorned with several spikes and many starship weapons that can be jammed onto its structure. The thing is like kitted out, just like it is a very offensive ship. You could infer from that this many weapons and lack of any visible insignias indicate that it's a mercenary ship.
Ooh.
The other ship, which is fully intact, is a small science shuttle, and it's called the Cosine Function. Its design and markings indicate it comes from Verces. It does have a single-point defense weapon on its turret, but it plainly was not built for combat.
Walter, can we get a little closer to those? Or at least scan them. Can we scan those?
That's what we just did. That's what we just did.
All right, okay. Well, can we get a little closer?
I don't want to get closer until we've made the decision to go on board. I imagine the gravitational pull of that thing might be more than this could handle.
Whatever constructs await us inside the Tesseract, I believe we will also find the survivors of these two vessels. Perhaps other untethered travelers.
Yeah, there's no signs of life on your scans on either of the ships.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't scan past the hatches.
Spaceship, though, you know what I'm saying? It's like, there's gonna be, there's somebody there.
So, let's do this, right? You guys obviously are going to explore the Tesseract, and when you guys do that, you'll be able to get closer and start to pick up some information. But in the meantime, there is kind of coming to grips with where you're at now, getting some rest, getting, geared up as you might, getting some sleep, for goodness sake. Mm-hmm. Let's deal with that first, and then we'll circle back to actually investigating the Tesseract when we make the call to do that.
Okay.
So,
Well, I definitely want to shower.
Okay, shower.
I want to cook a gigantic meal.
Let's role play the shower.
No.
Wet water splashes over glistening skin.
All right, that's enough, Dustin. Okay, so you guys want to maybe eat some food before you go to sleep, kind of check in with each other?
I want to get out that culinary synthesizer, make what anybody wants, have a little powwow before things get tense again, And I'm guessing everyone is there's no small talk, it's just
We get right to the point.
It's right to the point, talking about our fears and our plans and kind of going back and forth. But I know at some point I would want to talk to Lenny about helping me craft and install a data jack.
Okay.
So I can
augmentation situation.
And I would like to say while I have the horn, like Gil coming into the drift, he's actually feeling very centered as far as like physically, because he is driftborn and he has that instinctual kind of, I don't know what you would call it, but for the drift, he feels very at home. So yeah, he wants to see if he can get that data jack. We don't have to role play it if we don't need to, but he would want to at least spend a few hours with Lenny to do that. But I imagine we're in the common area where people are eating and whatever, and we're all there. So that's what I'm thinking, at least.
All right, so Lenny's like, yeah, I mean, I could hook you up with a data jack. I'm just curious, what do you want that for?
I didn't really consider myself to be a computer guy. I mean, I knew a great deal about them, but that's not where my interests lied. But it seems as though the last couple of months have been thrust into that role, and I think I need to improve in any way that I can. And this is one way that all the kids are getting it, But so I think I'll get a data jack to see if it makes it a little bit easier, free of my hands. Any of those hacking things.
All right. I mean, yeah, that sounds cool. I've made many data jacks before in my life, so it should be no problem.
Oh, perfect.
If anybody else is looking for any augmentation, I'll get all my pots together at once, kind of work on it all together.
Raiya does want to do an augmentation, as is tradition. Though I did want to take a second, because it's a struggle a little bit, because the one I really wanted is called Bone Spikes, and because it's so perfect for dragon stuff. Literally, like, spines of bone come out of you when enemies hit you to do damage to them. But the thing you run into with the limitation on augmentations is how many you can have in the same system, and I already have what we're flavoring as dragon wings that are the Masaglia tentacles in the spinal column slot, so I can't do the bone spines. So my backup, which will mechanically do a similar thing, is called Psychic Chatter. And it is actually, it's biotech, which is generally I'm going with biotech, though I do have the option for more just straight up technological augmentations. But this is a sort of like a species graft, right? Like you're taking a part from another species and grafting it into your body to get some of their, tendencies or traits, right? And so this one is a brain. The system is the brain. And basically it's taking brain matter from a creature called a Koravox, that will allow you to basically use the sort of background noise in your head and channel it into psychic bursts as a reaction when you take damage, to do a little bit of damage to opponents who hit you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every time I hit you, I'm going to take electric and psychic damage?
That's the goal.
That's fucking lame. No, it's awesome.
Awesome. I'm making myself a porcupine, and that's why I wanted the bone spines, but
right.
This will work as well. And it's cool, it'll diversify and let me have a damage type that I don't normally have access to.
Right. Lenny's like, oh, now this is an exciting one. It's a little bit more complicated, though. I'm pretty sure I can do it without giving you brain damage, but I can't give you a 100% guarantee, so I'm going to need you to sign this waiver.
She's like, I believe at this point that my body's rapid cellular growth will compensate if there is some damage done, and she signs the waiver.
Oh, right, yeah, you do all that kind of shit anyway, so you're good.
I just hope it extends to my brain's plasticity.
We'll see. You never know till you try, right? That's a little joke. Yeah. Sorry. All right. Well, I'll get everything put together for you and Gil. Gil's getting a data jack put in, and yeah, we could do that probably tomorrow morning. I can make it today, and then we can put it in tomorrow. All right. And look, I didn't want to sound like I was disrespecting Desna, right? I'm in. I just, man, it seems like we're in the middle of everything all the time, and I just got a little overwhelmed,
I mean, we are, but I think it's with all that we've gone through, and likely all that we still are going to go through. I think a slippery slope we have to avoid is getting into a spiral about how unfair it all is. Like,
right.
We're just here and we have to respond to what's happening ahead of us. So I fully understand and to some degree agree with you, but I mean, we have to deal with what's right in front of us.
You're right. All right. Well, these augmentations are not going to make themselves. So
right.
I'm headed to the cargo bay. I'll start working on them. All right. So, Sayun, Raiya, do you guys have anything you want to do this first night, or?
I would think that at some point, as Raiya is on her way back to her quarters or whatever, she would see Sayun like sort of standing off to the side, seemingly surreptitiously, as if he's just minding his own business, but like as she approaches, it's clearly he's been, who knows how long he's been sitting there waiting to accidentally run into Raiya, Oh, Raiya, there you are. It seems I've been most fortuitous to find you here. Do you have a moment?
Quite fortuitous. Yes, obviously, I'm here. What's going on, Steven?
I would briefly speak with you, just for a moment. I'm unsure how to say this, but Raiya, the dragon stirs. You are still in control, I hope.
I think so, most of the time. I did have a moment of maybe leaning in a bit too hard, or I don't know if that's a cop-out.
Leaning in, you say. Raiya, you lost control. You were not yourself. I saw before me a beast, a monster.
Well, if we're gonna get through all this alive, some of the time we're gonna need that beast.
You may be right, but what will be left of Raiya afterwards?
I don't know. And, I mean, I've not had time to really work through it that much. I've been changing both in terms of the situations at hand, but also quite literally, physically, mentally. It's just been rapid change this entire time we've been journeying, and I mean, I don't know if it helps your concern, but it's my concern as well. I want to be in control of it, and I mostly think I am. It's when things get to the extreme that it can, I don't know, it can get dangerous. I understand that, but thankfully I've got a good friend there to help calm me down, at least so far.
I hope for the best, Raiya, but I fear that we are walking into circumstances the likes of which none of us have ever encountered.
Sayun, is there... This might seem out of left field, but I want you to understand I'm not taking what you're asking lightly. And I know you... Well, to be honest, I don't fully understand your combat and everything else capabilities, but if there's any way you could, I don't know, check on my psychic or mental state, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Right, that is outside of my realm of knowledge. I'm sorry.
It's alright, maybe I'll talk to Gil.
Good luck.
Seems up his alley.
Good luck with all of that.
Thank you. But I take all this seriously for what it's worth.
Right, I will stand beside you in battle. But I do not know how to talk down a dragon.
I don't either. But
yeah.
Fortunately, I'm thus far only part dragon part of the time.
Fair enough. Let me know what Gil says.
Yeah, before we do that, I want to check in with Subana. Once you guys have had dinner and everything, what I mean, how is she feeling after all this? You were this close to being able to go home to your family,
Yeah, and then being pulled into the pulled by the River of Souls and seeing this whole family and the risks that come with traveling as a family and what that can mean, and we saw the potential of what could happen with the Wises, and so that has been on her mind a little bit, especially with the Tesseract in front and Malakant hounding from behind. So it's kind of this whole meeting between the hammer and the anvil, so to speak, and it's hard not to feel urgency here, despite the fact that we are here just staring at this cube, trying to gather information on it and trying to discuss and figure out what to do with it, because we're scientists. That's what we need to do. But at the same time, there's that antsy energy that just kind of permeates, and I feel like it soaks into the hull of the ship, to where it's just everybody is a little antsy, a little concerned, mystified by what's going on here, and I feel she does resonate with that. Are we going to get back home from this? And I think that ends up culminating into a decision she makes to send a recording back home, hopefully. And hopefully they'll listen. Hopefully they'll be able to hear it. And so she's going to go kind of like, Walter, you got the helm for now. I'm going to take a minute. And so she's going to head back to her room, and she's going to she's going to make a recording to her family. So yeah, so she is kind of looking just into nothing, trying to figure out how to be able to express, where do we even start with, and then she just kind of has to something so broad, she has to try to bring down into a narrow scope for just the people that are relevant and for this message. And so she's just kind of like, Dranny, I don't even know where to start, but I guess it's as good as any. But I'd like to address the children first, but I'll get back to you. Tana, or Tano and Taza, I want you both to know that I'm so proud of the both of you, and that Taza, and Tano, I just want you to know that I am out here, and your daddy's not just not telling you a big old fib. I miss you both, and I think about you every day. And Tano, you need to be a big brother to your sister, and I know you're both having difficulties processing what's currently going on. Where's your mother, and why I'm not around. I just want you both to understand that I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for your papa, and I'm doing this for the crew that I'm with. And look, and she's starting to just kind of like trying to keep it together, you know, and she's just saying, look, I just want you to know that whatever happens, I am gonna be there, and it's just gonna take a little bit of time. And she knows that she's over-promising here. She doesn't know if she's really going to be making it back, but she's just doing that she's making that promise to herself to will it into existence, you know? And maybe Desna's hearing. Surely Desna's hearing this, you know? And I'll tell you, I got a lot of luck on my side, so I think the odds are in my favor. And she's okay. Now, Dranny, and says, you're alone now, I presume. Dranny, I miss you. I really miss you. And I miss your assurance. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here sometimes. And there's times where I just don't even know what to tell the people here. I wish I could just borrow an ounce of your courage. And I wish I could just channel what you have gone through your whole life being in service. And I'm feeling the pressure. But I can't back down. I can't. If I back down now, then it all unravels. And I need to get back. And I think she pauses for a minute and just, I'll be back soon. This won't be the last message. Not by far. Not by a mile. And then she's just going to go end it. And she's just kind of takes a minute to herself, trying to keep a kind of fortified veneer, you know? She's trying to shore up her own defenses, and kind of stands back up, looks around for a second, just trying to get that lump out of her throat, and stands up, or rather kind of straightens her back and then exits the door.
Very good, man. I think warrants inspiration. So roll me a D6, please.
Awesome. Appreciate it. All right, D6. 4.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a D20, please.
Okay. 18.
18. All right. All right. This one's from Old Scratch.
Hey, what up?
What's up, Doc?
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Title: Critical hit. Damage type: any. Effect: if you use this inspiration and score a critical hit on the enemy, do double damage and apply the critical effect of your weapon.
Sick.
Yeah, man. You know what? Efficient, effective communication. It reminds me of like what you'd see on a magic card. Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it. Appreciate it. Thank you, Doc. Love you, man.
Man, what a steal! What a game breaking card right there.
Scratch trying to squeeze in critical hit effects on this on me, you know.
Yeah. I fucking love
OP,
it.
please nerf.
Yeah.
Nah. This is great.
All right, great.
Double damage? Are you serious?
And the critical effect? Come on. Right. All right, that was really good, John. Thank you for that. So, what? Okay. Sayun, Raiya.
Sayun wants to gather the crew before we go on to the Tesseract. Sayun would like to address the crew, but I don't have like a specific thing that I need to do before bedtime tonight or anything.
Okay, so that's more of like when we go to the Tesseract. Yeah. Gotcha. All right, well let's move to Raiya then.
Yeah, so Raiya, after conversing with Sayun, got a lot on her mind, and she decides to go and speak with Gil, and so we'll go to his quarters or lab or wherever he would normally be.
I mean, I think I've kind of turned my quarters into a lab a little bit.
Right.
Like rerouting sensor arrays, like so I can multitask efficiently while in my quarters.
Fuck yeah.
Yep. Excuse me, Gil, and she like raps on the frame of the door or whatever.
Come on in, Raiya. Mind the mess.
Look, I too am a scientist. You're not bothering me. Do you have a minute?
Of course, I've got multiple for you.
Well, I don't know how to ask this, I guess, but I'll just spit it out. You saw what we all just went through in the combat before the chase and everything, and Sayun, I don't want to put it on him, it's me as well, but Sayun was a bit concerned, as am I, that I almost lost control to my evolutionary draconic situation. And so I don't know if this is your area of expertise, but I was gonna ask, is there any way you could kind of just do an assessment of my psychic mental faculties? I don't want to be a liability and lose control.
Trying to see if there's anything external causing this, or is it just you need a little bit of therapy?
Probably a little column A, little column B.
Well, it's definitely not my specialty. I've studied a little bit of the mental sciences, but I do have all the equipment to see what's going on in that noggin of yours. But it's bedtime anyway. Let's just you just go to bed. I'll hook you up to all my sensors and see what we can see.
Yeah, I know. You've done sort of dream analyses or dream research for some of the crew, and I do apologize. You may have gotten the sense I was kind of avoiding you on that front, and I was. I have been having some dreams.
Oh, I didn't notice that you were avoiding me, but it's good that you've come now, and I don't know what we'll find. It seems like the more I learn about this process, the more questions arise. So I don't have any papers you have to sign or anything. Let's just know that what you get in here, it could be helpful, it could be harmful.
Well, I'm having
a mixed bag.
I'm having brain surgery in the morning, so I don't think this is even in the ballpark of that level of danger.
Yeah, I guess I suppose you're right, but you never know what dreams can hold. Yeah. Yep. But I have my quantum coupler here, so I should be able to link our minds in the dream, and if I see anything that is dangerous, I can try to pull us both out.
All right, that's reassuring. All right, and you can tell she's fidgety, kind of nervous about this, but determined. And she's like, "All right, let's hook it up."
All right.
Well, Raiya gets in bed, gets hooked up, and then Raiya dreams. Her sleeping breath fogs the air, and somewhere nearby, Gil's psychic focus tethers her to safety. Within the dream, she is home, and we need some doodly-doos, y'all. At first, there is only the clink of a spoon against ceramic. Raiya blinks and realizes her hand is wrapped around the spoon. It is not the hand she is used to. Small, delicate, and covered in thick white fur. The spoon trembles slightly in her grip, and for a moment her reflection stares back. Young, winterborn, with glacial blue eyes and a narrow white braid falling down her shoulder. Her cheeks are dusted with frost freckles, as they always are in the lifelong Triaxian winter. She can smell the cinnamon from the porridge steaming into the crisp morning air. She is 17 again, and it's the day before everything changed. The dining hall is full of life. Raiya's family, her whole family, is gathered for breakfast. Not just she and her parents, but aunts and uncles, dragonkin bond partners, cousins, cadets, retired legionnaires, and children shouting and weaving between chairs. The air is loud with conversation, clattering plates, and the sound of wings occasionally brushing the rafters. At the far end of the table, Raiya's mother, Ruby, sips her tea with a diplomatic smile. She catches Raiya's eye and gives her that "remember to sit up straight" look. Raiya's father, Commander Rexius Tyro, is already in uniform, even though it's a rest day. His voice booms over the table as he addresses Raiya and the dragonkin sitting next to Raiya, all ice blue and gleaming with nervous pride. Varaxthar. Raiya's bondmate-to-be. Raiya's best friend.
The Skyfire Legion doesn't just train warriors, it trains symbols. You'll represent more than yourselves tomorrow at the ceremony. You'll represent us.
And Ruby says,
and remember, this is just the beginning. After your joining and your initiation, the real work begins. Diplomacy, policy, galactic service. Make your names known.
Raiya feels her ears flush. She glances at Varaxthar, who's hiding a grin behind a half-swallowed bite of food.
She means make us look good at parties.
From further down the table, Aunt Nox, Varaxthar's mother, leans back in her oversized chair, tilting a mug of thick black coffee toward her silver snout.
Don't listen to them, hatchlings. The real secret to Skyfire glory is don't get your wing caught in a dropship door on your first day. Not that I'd know.
There's laughter up and down the table. Rex rolls his eyes, and Ruby sighs into her tea. Raiya is smiling. The porridge is warm. The morning light cuts across the snow-covered balcony. Her parents sit on the porch holding hands. Everything is exactly as it should be.
Varaxthar leans in and says, "Let's go flying. One last time, just you and me."
Raiya blinks.
What? Varix, we're not supposed to. My parents already hate for me to fly on your back. They say it's not proper.
Come on. Once the training starts, we won't be us anymore. We'll be uniforms and formations. Let's fly now, as friends.
It's against regulations.
Aunt Nox doesn't even look up from her mug.
You're not in the Legion yet. Regulations can wait.
Varaxthar's eyes flash with that reckless spark Raiya has always loved. He stands, half spreading his wings, and grins.
They'll call us Skywings one day, Raiya. Let's make sure they've got stories worth telling.
Raiya Noxia and Varaxthar soar. Snow and sun chase each other across the mountains of the Skyfire Mandate. Varaxthar cuts through the air like a blade, and Raiya clings to his horn, shouting into the wind. Her white braid snaps like a banner behind her.
One day, they'll tell stories of the Rathorian girl who shouted commands across the storms, and the dragonkin who roared loud enough to part the clouds.
Raiya is laughing hard. So hard her stomach hurts.
For a moment, she forgets fear. She forgets duty. She is just Raiya, and he is just Varaxthar. And soaring together, the sky is endless. But then, the wind goes still. Too still. Ahead, the air begins to ripple, like heat over a starship hull. Color bleeds from the clouds. A sound Raiya can't describe fills her ears. Not thunder, not static. The ripping screech of a tear between planes of existence. Then it appears. A shimmering rift, jagged and glassy, hung in midair like a wound in the sky. Within shifting rainbows, hues of light and chunks of debris race past the hole in the sky, almost too fast to see. It hums with alien frequency, bits of language not meant for biological minds. Raiya tastes copper. Her teeth hurt. Varaxthar falters in the air. What is... And then the rift pulses. A spear of drift energy, lightless, cold, silent, lashes out and strikes Varaxthar square in the chest. His wings seize. His body lurches midair. Raiya! She screams. She reaches for her friend, but gravity reclaims both Riforian and Dragonkin, and they fall. Raiya frantically looks for Varaxthar as they plummet, but the icy blue of his scales blends with the snow-capped peaks and the light blue of the sky beyond them. Snow explodes around Raiya. She comes to consciousness gasping, frost burning her lungs. She can't move. Her right arm, it must be broken. Then Raiya sees Varaxthar, mere feet away. His wings broken, ice and blue and purple scales, scorched, with a fractal pattern, like something digitized him, then tore the program apart. Raiya crawls to him. She calls for help. Her friend, her bondmate, is trying to speak. He whispers something just once. The drift between the worlds. Too close. And then he stops and shudders and dies. Heavy tears begin to fall from the corner of Raiya's pale blue eyes. The heavy flakes of snow fall just as steadily around Varaxthar, as though already trying to bury him. Dang, bro.
Yeah. Shit went hard there for a minute.
Little peek back into Raiya's former life. I'll give you an inspiration, Heath, for writing that excellent flashback. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Roll a d6 for me, would you?
Okie doke. 6.
6, all right. When's the last time you didn't roll a personal?
I don't know.
Let me get a d8.
Thank Desna.
Yeah.
D8, 2.
All right, this is from Shan.
Shan, woo!
Through this drift crash, Raiya's DNA has been summoned to High Hrothgar by the Greybeards. If there is any doubt to her draconic power at this point, I'd call that a fuss no da. That's kind of appropriate too, you know? I like it. Thank you, Shan.
Good shit.
Prescient timing.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
The snow-capped peaks of the tallest mountain in Skyrim.
Yeah. So, you know, Gil, you track all this memory that she has through the dreams. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'd say, she's kind of restlessly sleep, or kind of tossing, but she does sleep. She's obviously in REM state sleep because she's dreaming. And you get all these pulls from your readouts. Mm-hmm. Now, you can see she asked for a psychic reading, right? There is obviously still some trauma that percolates on the edges of her subconscious about her dragonkin bond mm-hmm. partner, and maybe that even I don't know. That's what you see, and so there is some unresolved trauma. You're not a psychologist, though, so you don't.
Like, that's the trauma right here.
Yeah. But, like, as far as things that, like, resonate on your readouts, like, this was a big one, you know? And then, so then Raiya wakes up, looking at you, maybe a little tear in her eye. I don't know.
Good morning, Raiya.
Yeah, it's morning. I guess we're in space. What does morning even mean?
It means brain surgery day.
Ready to get uncapped?
I'm definitely less stressed now that you said that. Gil, what?
What's the damage?
Yep.
Well, just nothing external that I can see. Nothing, no strange energies in your body or mind causing you to act other than, your own thoughts and actions. But if you can see this right here, just a little bit of past trauma right here. That could be shading your actions, or nothing that I could help with. Basically, I'm not a therapist, but yes, I guess I can conclude that it's not anything mystical or external. I would just say that we're here for you, and find a therapist. Yeah.
Easier said than done in our current situation, but...
And I would say that the period that you were out of control, I would have to say we were all a little bit out of control at that point. You were, just to get some clarity, you were out of control, like, in, like, the positive energy realm, right?
No, when they was fighting the devil.
Before the chase.
The devil.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. Never mind. We were all pretty much in control. Except you. The whole situation was just terrible. All around. Now that you think, the more that you think about the situation we've been in the last day, the more it just gets you down. That's kind of why I try to push forward. I try to keep myself busy. Or I just cry all day, But,
well, Gil, for what it's worth, I'm not down. If anything, I'm angry. I mean, it's intimate, I know, but I'm assuming you were able to see what I was dreaming about.
I was, yes. Was this a memory? Did it actually happen the way it happened in the dream?
Yeah, it did. And she, like, kind of, like, looks at her hand, her, like, very bronze skin. It's like, I didn't used to look like this. Everyone, Riforian, is in the last, lifetime of winter, is born winterborn. Because the planet is in a very long winter. And I was to be dragonkin bonded to my good friend, and when I lost him, I realize now that I sort of lost myself, and that's what changed sort of everything. I was gonna be a pilot in the Legion, and when Vadix died, I got almost obsessed. Because, I mean, you saw in the dream how he died. It wasn't natural.
No, that definitely was not. I assumed while observing it that this was a you know how dreams, they exaggerate, they expand and jump around sometimes. I did not imagine that this was actually true.
I told myself time after time that I imagined it, that I fabricated it, but I know that the truth is something planar happened. Something to do with a breach, a rift, the drift. Killed my best friend and in effect killed the future I was going to have.
I am so sorry, Raiya.
So that's why I became a planar scientist. I've tried to not think of it in those terms, but I guess I've just been trying to figure out how the drift and how the planes can just randomly tear open spots and kill innocent people.
It is almost as if the drift has a mind behind it. I don't want to just spout theories without any data, but we're experiencing a lot of temporal anomalies. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but perhaps that rift, that rip in space to the drift, has something to do with what's happening now.
I mean, as I said earlier, I'm not one for predetermination, but I also have a healthy skepticism of too many coincidences, and that seems like quite a big one.
I would agree, yes. And I as I said, I am not a therapist, but it's good to just talk to someone. And I feel like you are struggling, obviously, with your sense of self. Who you are at any point in time, in the past, the present, because you did lose control of yourself. And I don't know if that is a symptom of your evolutionary biology right now, that it is just what will happen. You will lose a little bit of control every once in a while, or it is, we gotta get right, and I'm here for you. I know Sayun and Subana are here as well, and we're here to pull you back if that happens again. And we're here in the middle times when you are yourself to talk. And so I know I'm not a small talker, and I tend to...
I'm not a small talker. I'm a talker that's small.
That's right. I'm a talker that's small. I tend to bury myself in my work, so, everyone needs help sometimes. And if you need help, just reach out, and I will endeavor to do the same.
I appreciate it, Gil. And she, kind of leans down, puts a hand on your shoulder. It's like, I don't think this is something I can fix all at once. But being able to talk about it can only help, I hope.
Mm-hmm. You never know, the brain surgery you'll have this morning might fix it up.
Yeah, may wake up a new person.
So yeah, speaking of that, you guys kind of button that up, but it's very nice moment between Gil and Raiya there, and the two of you kind of walk together to get the augmentations installed, because you're the two that are getting augmentations installed. You do that, everything goes fine.
Hold to my hand.
You get those augmentations installed. Lenny's having a grand old time. He's like whistling, singing while he does it.
And then work on two brains.
Yeah, you guys get your go bags all put together. You guys have the montage of getting suited up, getting all your weapons and gear and everything in order, and we will cut to, I guess, Sayun as we make the trek to the Tesseract?
Yeah, I mean, I guess on the bridge or, in a main room as we're all getting ready to leave, Sayun does want to talk to the crew, and just kind of address everybody and says, everyone, before we plunge headfirst into yet another unknown cosmic grand adventure, I am not one for words, but I must tell you all. Prior to this, my life was defined by my service. Serving my master gave me meaning, purpose in my life. Since his loss, I, to be honest, felt more adrift in the material plane than anything that we've experienced since then. But being here with you all, going through these harrowing experiences together has given me a renewed sense of purpose, meaning. And I swear to you, as long as breath is in my body, I will do everything I can to make sure that you all get back to your timelines, to your realities, to your lives, and to the people who care about you. Thank you all, but I have one simple request. Please do not touch anything weird inside there. Help me get you all back.
I mean, what do you classify as weird?
Gil.
Subano would be just weepy at that and just immediately go over to hug. Say, "Oh, come here, let me hug you."
Yeah, so we get this picture of everybody kind of responding to saying kind of making his oath or promise to the group, and Walter says, "Well, I guess it's time." And he pushes the throttle forwards and you head into the docking space of the Tesseract. And we'll see you.
We'll see you.
We'll see ya.
Thanks for listening to the STF Network. If you want to hear more from us, check out our other Starfinder and Pathfinder shows at the STFnetwork.com. That's thestfnetwork.com. And support us on Patreon to listen to our bonus podcast, including our homebrew adventures and Tom Talks, our behind-the-scenes show. Stay groovy, possums.